Our Hall of Famer, Rebecca Lobo, is with us right now. The Fever continue to make strides right now in that number 7 spot in the playoffs. And Caitlin Clark also playing phenomenally, finding her stride after having a break from basketball. Oh, where are the Fever shining the brightest on the court right now, Rebecca?
Well, they are certainly playing much better basketball since the Olympic break and even some of the weeks preceding that. And a big reason is the play of their backcourt. Of course, Caitlin Clark gets so much of the attention as she should because she's leading the league in assists right now. But her backcourt mate, Kelsey Mitchell, has also been balling out. These two players in their last 10 games, Caitlin Clark averaging 11 assists, 6 rebounds in that time frame, 22 points a game. Kelsey Mitchell in that same 10-game stretch, averaging about 20 per game. These two have really learned one another. They're getting the balance inside from Aaliyah Boston as well. But this backcourt is finally firing on all cylinders. And as a result, the Indiana Fever are playing much better.
Yeah, we know that Caitlin Clark gets a lot of the attention, but she can't do it out there all by herself. Also,
so look, me personally, I think this is one of the best backcourts in the game. Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, as stated, Rebecca is saying these two have learned each other. Every time I hear Kelsey Mitchell talk, it's always, my game is going to depend on C squared. That's what she calls Caitlin Clark. She's going to let you know, my game, my pace of the game is going to depend on how we're going to play. She's bought into the system. Caitlin is the system pretty much over there in Indiana. She's playing her pace. She's trying to lead that team to the playoffs. Well, they're in the playoffs currently, sitting at the 7th seed. They got a huge game on Wednesday versus Sun. If they beat the Sun, that's a statement. That is going to be a statement game. But I think this team, the way Kelsey Mitchell is playing, the way she is, dude, she's hitting threes. She's taking people off the dribble, her speed. She can play a little defense. Her only thing is her height. But the fact that she's doing everything she's doing with her height should say enough. Now, Caitlin Clark, her legs are under her right now. She's looking more aggressive. She's trying to back people down. She's like, she looks like she has a little bit of muscle on her. She's not shying away from the contact right now, which I love. I do. The way she's getting her teammates involved, it's like contagious. Lexi Hall's playing amazing. Alyssa Smith had a great night. AB been getting double-doubles, finishing around the rim, grabbing 12, 13, 14, 15 rebounds a game. So you got to love that. Everybody else just playing their role. Dantas is doing pretty decent. But when it comes to the playoffs, we know the two anchors on this team are Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark. One thing the team has to get better with is being stagnant. You can't be stagnant out there. You can't just wait for Kelsey Mitchell or Caitlin Clark to make a move. You guys got to continue to play fast, play off ball, backdoor cuts, finish at the rim. There's a couple layups today. Not a couple. There's a lot of layups today where the Fever should have converted. And honestly, that would have had Caitlin Clark at about 13, 14 assists tonight. Temi, she missed 2 easy layups. And I was like, come on, man, what are we doing? Then you got Dantas on the bench shooting 4 for 5, not getting any minutes. You got Alyssa Smith, who came out and pretty much set the tone with how aggressive she was playing. Her problem was she got in some late foul trouble. Well, early foul trouble, technically, because it was in the third. But the refs were calling some nonsense. So that was unfortunate. She had to sit for a while, wasn't able to get her rhythm back, finished the game with 7 points. What else happened today, man? Overall, the defensive presence was way better. The Indiana Fever, they minimized turnovers today. They protected the ball, which is great because they were away. When you're in someone else's house, you have to learn to protect the ball. They played fast, and they hit the timely shots. The one thing they do need to work on is giving up the lead late in the third and fourth quarter. They got to play 4 quarters of great basketball, like Caitlin Clark always states. You got to come out and you got to beat a team. Every quarter, even if it's by 1-2 points, you got to beat them in that quarter. You got to. It's not about the game. You got to beat them quarter to quarter. You got to win 3 out of 4 quarters. really you need to win 4 out of 4 quarters. You do that, and you're going to win the game every time. So the Fever, they got to buy in. They got to trust each other, play for each other. Coach Side needs to learn her lineups, learn what she's going to do. You know, Katie Lou only got 6 minutes tonight. Word on the street is Katie Lou was not feeling well, so she pulled herself out of the game. Me personally, I don't think she's been playing that well the past couple games, and I think she felt that, Lexi Hall, it's your time. You know, you've been playing well. I know you're going to be active around the ball. Let's put her in. All right, let me take myself out and you put her in, coach. You know, so Chrissy Sides needs to be more of a floor general with her team and get her team to really buy in. Maybe, you know, like put your foot down a little bit. Not in a way where it's disrespectful, but you got to have that respect level to a degree where your team just understands everything you're saying is important. They're bought in, they're listening to you, and they trust everything that you say so they can go out and do it. And knowing that you want the best for that team and that player. So I think Chrissy Sides, as a 2-year head coach with Caitlin Clark and all the pressure that comes with that, I don't know if she thought that this team would even be in the playoffs. I don't even know. They only won 13 games last year. They already won more games than what they won last year. They won 14 with that being tonight. You know, so for me, there's already been a positive in the season, but I don't know if Chrissy Sides is ready to take it to a championship level team. She has a lot to learn when it comes to rotations, how to mix certain players with who. I think right now she's winging it a little bit. You know, whoever's out there producing at the time, she's going to leave them in the game type of thing. I don't know. I give her her flowers, though. Chrissy Sides is beating a lot of great teams this year. That's one thing you cannot deny. Chrissy Sides has a lot of great wins on the year as a second year head coach. So you got to respect her for that. You know, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, if they do match up with someone in the playoffs, it's probably going to be like the Liberty. And for me, I don't think they've beaten the Liberty this year. I think they've been close. Maybe they have. But I think they've been close, if not. But when I look at paper on paper, and I look at team on team, I'm like, okay, y'all could play. Indiana Fever could play with them. Indiana Fever have proven they could play with pretty much anybody in this league and handle their own. So that's something I'd be very excited for when it comes to the playoffs, is seeing who they're going to match up with. And I'm telling you now, I don't think a lot of teams are going to want to match up with the Indiana Fever. I think the Indiana Fever have literally put the league on notice and let them know, look, we could beat all you guys. We could beat all top teams. The way we play is a different type of style, and you better be in shape because we're going to wear you down. So that's all I got, man. You know, very excited season. There's been a lot of buzz, which is well-deserved to the WNBA. You know, obviously, Caitlin Clark has a huge, huge part of that, and that's just undeniable. And you got to be thankful for it because the game is exciting. So, besides that, man, look, it's your boy ceokana. If you have not, make sure you guys sub up to Game Day. I'll be having plenty of content over here. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next video, and I'm out.